Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks bringing you the daily QQQ report for Tuesday, December 28th, 2021. Before I jump into the charts, just want to encourage you to please click like. If you like the daily QQQ report, if you watch it every day, please click like each and every time. Helps me out a great deal with the Wicked Stocks YouTube web presence, as they say. And also, click subscribe. Subscribing to the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel will provide you notification each and every time new content has been uploaded by Wicked Stocks to its YouTube channel. The daily QQQ report goes out every day by around 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, Chicago, each and every trading day for the next trading day. So let's jump into the charts. Big buy signal on Monday's settlement. We actually pushed through this area early in the day and we held above it for the rest. Kind of a relentless continued grind upward. 398.64 is our base of support now, and above which not only are we expecting 417.21 over the next week or two, but over the next 2 to 3 weeks, the lower 420s represented on the daily chart at 420.78. It's better to show you on the weekly chart as kind of a convergence between two meaningful channel structures, 421.05 to 423.54. This area is considered a 2 to 3 week objective now, above the 398.64 level. So that's that. Now, on the way up today, I'm giving respect to 405.59. I'm keeping it as a session containment level. Now, it's a little inconsistent to some extent with what we're seeing in the SPY. The SPY, I've got a similar level above the market at 478.38, also a double channel top that I've reduced to intraday containment only. But there's a little bit of difference in the SPY. The SPY is actually pushed on and up to all-time highs, closed at all-time high. Settlement price is clearly above its initial channel support. And so it's full channel resistance, double channel resistance. I don't know how to express it actually. Full channel, extreme channel top at 478.38 in the daily SPY. You should probably just watch that video to see what I'm talking. Is a little bit different than what we have at 405.59 in the QQQ, because 405.59 is still not an all-time high. So I think that there's the possibility the QQQ could perhaps top out there for the day and back off the 398.64. But, you know, I'm going to hold my guns here with 398.64 as a platform of support to buy into, anticipating the low 420s over the next 2 to 3 weeks. And yes, if we close today above 405.59, a bit of a sigh of relief for those of you who got long based on yesterday's settlement, because that is a secondary buy signal that I am actually anticipating to play out. I don't know if today, but at some point this week, so long as we continue trading, holding, and closing above the 398.64 level. Let's take a look at the support and resistance, and I'll show you 398.64 can contain selling through next week, and above which the low 420s remain a 2 to 3 week upside objective. Upside today, we have minor resistance levels up to 405.59, which I just showed you is kind of that extreme channel top that just might be able to contain daily buying pressures today. If we close today above 405.59, we have continued price acceleration to the upside. 417.21 then expected within 3 to 5 days, and by the end of next week we just might reach that low 420s longer term resistance, that 421.05 to 423.54 area, able to contain buying into February trade. You know, once we test it, the market then susceptible to bearish rotation into February trade. So we could top out there possibly into later Q1. I'll mention this, though, as we continue with this upside scenario, and it's kind of irrelevant right now because I don't anticipate seeing the low 420s for at least another couple of weeks. But if we were to close above that area, and it is rising gradually, if we were to close above the 423.54 formation, then we have, you know, kind of a 2 to 3 month secondary buy signal, a buy signal that should play out and yield that 463.40 long-term channel top on the weekly chart. So that becomes a 2 to 3 month target if we were to close above 423.54. So let's say that by the end of January, we close above 423.54 Then we've got really kind of into early Q1, April or so, before reaching presumably that 463.40 formation, rising on a steady basis, able to contain at least quarterly, possibly annual buying pressures if or when tested. So let's take a look at the downside. What if we do break today or open below 398.64? 393.54 is in reach. And we can bottom out there on an intraday, possibly daily basis. But if we close today below 398.64, and I'd have a similar sell signal development if we settle in the SPY below its channel support. I mentioned that in the SPY video, that a failed buy signal, especially on a 2 to 3 week basis like this one is. We're in the midst of a buy signal above 398.64, and if we close back below it, that failure to follow through is a valid sign of weakness. So I think if we close back below 398.64, you should position yourself for the mid 370s over the next 2 to 3 weeks at the most. On the way down, I have a 2 to 3 day target at 387.41. And we could bottom out there for a day, possibly for several days. That is nothing more than a 5/8 downside Fibonacci retracement off the extremes of the last week of activity, A, B. And, it's a fairly dynamic approach because as we put out every new high, that gets readjusted and it'll actually go up a little bit. So if we put out a new high by just a bit on Tuesday and then back off, the 5/8 of Fibonacci to the downside will be higher than 387.41. I probably don't have to tell you that, but just sort of re-emphasizing, if we close today below 398.64, failed a near-term buy signal. Near-term for me is the 2 to 3 week time horizon. And with that, I would expect 387.41 within several days. And in fact, over the next 2-3 weeks at the very most, 375.26, where we can place a weekly low. And there's a lot going on in the low 370s. I'm not going to remind you of all the channel structures that are happening there right now. You're probably familiar with them if you've been watching the daily QQQ report for the last few weeks. I'll just leave it at that. I'll leave you with the support and resistance for today. Once again, above 398.64, we are stable to bullish, stable for the day, bullish into January, anticipating the low 420s over the next 2 to 3 weeks. And giving decent respect today to 405.59. That can perhaps contain daily buying pressures, and if settled above, should set off secondary follow-through buying through the rest of the week. We could, if we close today above 405.59, reach 417.21 by Friday's close. And inversely, if we close today below 398.64, failed 2 to 3 week buy signal, in essence a valid sign of weakness, not only into later this week, but into next week as well, whereby 387.41 becomes a 2 to 3 day target. That 375.26 channel bottom I showed you a moment ago in reach over the next couple of weeks, where we can quite easily place a weekly low, possibly through January trade. That's all I've got. Please click like if you like the daily QQQ report. It is uploaded to the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel by around 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, Chicago, each and every trading day for the next trading day. I will be back tomorrow for Wednesday's Daily SPY Report. I appreciate you watching. You have a great evening, and we will talk soon.